Hi, I'm Casey Liu. I'm an elopement photographer and I'm also the founder of Online Glow Up. Today I want to give you some tips and tricks for creating your blog outline. So once you've had your keyword or key phrase that you're going after, you have this blog topic picked out, uh, this is the time that you really dig in, do some research, and come up with a great blog outline that includes some of those keywords to help you get found on Google. So the blog topic that I've decided to go with for this example is a Sedona elopement. So that's something that I want to be ranking for so I can start photographing more Sedona elopements. Now you look here, it's a pretty low number of monthly searches. This is a very specific, like long tail keyword uh, place to go after, right? And elopements are still growing in popularity. And so we come down in here, and I'm just going to like copy and paste some of these items into an Evernote note so that I have all of these ideas in one place. I'm going to pick out these ones that have, low competition, but are a higher volume. So like Sedona elopement weddings. And then we also want to go look at related key phrases here. So like Sedona wedding. And we'll put this in. This is the Google Keyword Planner. You just type that in and it'll take you there. It's a free tool. So now if we look down here, this one has a lot more volume. Wedding is still a more popular keyword than elopements. So looking from the top, I'm probably going to put in my blog, Sedona Wedding somewhere. I'm probably going to talk about wedding venues in Sedona, Arizona. And then there's some specific wedding venues here that I want to put in my blog. So by putting in these other key phrases that are related, it's going to tell Google that you actually know what you're talking about, that you're not just writing Sedona elopement over and over again in your blog post, but that you're actually a valuable resource talking about things in Sedona that people are searching there. And then the last thing I would put in there is just Sedona in general. And that will actually give you a lot of insights as to what questions people have about Sedona in general. So, and this is where I learned too about Sedona vortex. So I actually grew up in Arizona and didn't even learn about these until, I moved to Utah here and traveled back to Arizona. So that's really cool. The energy there, the pink Jeep tours in general in Sedona. A lot of people look up how to get there from other places, like how to get there from Phoenix, how to get there from Las Vegas. So those are things that I want to include in the blog post to be helpful. And then we also have these really popular places. So I'm going to want to include Slide Rock, Bell Rock, and some of these other resorts, the Sky Ranch Lodge. So all of these have really high volume. I want to include information on these places. Note that I have here about the Sedona elopement blog post that I want to write, just to show you a bit of the process. So after going through the Google Keyword Planner, I copy and paste a lot of these high volume, low competition keywords that I think need to be in my blog post. If I'm writing a really comprehensive, really valuable blog post for people that want to get married in Sedona, that want to elope there, it's going to need to include these words and key phrases. And so that's just copy and pasted from the Google Keyword Planner. The next thing I do is I just open up Google and do some research. So, I type in some of those questions people might have if they're looking to get married there, like how to get a marriage license, how to get permits. I look at popular locations and blog posts from other people. So these are great to reference to see what locations they're putting in there. That I might want to include in mine. Of course, you don't want to copy any of their words or copy their blog post at all. It's just for reference to know what is ranking already on Google. So what they are looking for to be able to rank your blog post. And so from all of this research up here, then I can start creating my outline and start realizing it, put these things into little groups. So let's start with the title here. So the title for my blog post is going to be Sedona Elopement, How and Where to Get Married in Sedona. And the description is going to be beautiful red rock views of Sedona can't be beaten. Check out the best tips and places for your Sedona elopement wedding. So this includes a lot of the keywords that are ranking for Sedona, and I make sure to have Sedona elopement in there, and I have wedding in there. Red rock is really popular because it's all red rock down there. And then down here, this is my outline here. So my heading 1 is Sedona Elopement Planning. That's what this whole blog post is going to be about. It's going to be a planning your elopement in Sedona. And then these are my heading 2. So these are little subpoints under that. So we're going to have when to get married in Sedona because the weather there is a big factor. And thinking about like the tourist season, it's a big factor for when you want to elope there. The next one is best Sedona elopement spots and small wedding venues. I did this one second just because I feel like that's logical. After figuring out the season, you figure out the spot that you want to get married there, and this is going to be the most valuable part of the blog post is actually having these locations. And so under this H2, under that one, I have two H3s here. So where to elope in Sedona. So that's where I'm going to include like outdoor spots that are not actual venues. They're just for 2 people or a small group of people, like standing out in the desert or around these red rocks. And then another subpoint under that is Sedona small wedding venues. So these are going to be for small intimate weddings that probably have seating, or like the resorts or the little church. But still could be considered, somewhat of an elopement, just a small wedding. And then we go back to another H2, how to get married in Sedona. So that's going to be like the legal stuff, how to get the permits and marriage license, how to get to Sedona. So this is going back to, people were searching a lot, like how to get to Sedona from Phoenix, how to get to Sedona to the Grand Canyon from Las Vegas. So giving people that information if they're planning on this as a destination elopement. And then the last part is what to do in Sedona. So that's where I'm also going to include some of these high traffic keywords like the Jeep tours, helicopter tours, that they should visit some of these places. And then the last thing you want in your outline is a call to action. And so that is just going to be like, if you need more help planning your Sedona elopement, you can contact Casey Lou, or if you're still looking for a photographer, you can contact me at this page.